Hello, everyone, and welcome to another DragonCon Town Hall. In fact, the first one of 2024. Hey, Mo, how are you?
I am doing well. How are you doing? And Teddy, how are you?
I was about to say, and Teddy is back, of course, our near and dear ASL interpreter. We appreciate all the work you do, Teddy.
Indeed, yes. Actually, you are invaluable. I cannot even begin.
The hardest working man in show business, I'd say.
I believe so. Yes, I try to be very, very considerate in how I pronounce and speak and my cadence, because I want to make sure that everyone gets a chance to really absorb these town halls and stuff like that. And we have such an action-packed show today, Dot. I mean, we are not only highlighting the recent updates with DragonCon, but we might have a little tease, maybe a little shoulder of what's coming up with merchandise. So, I mean, this is a really cool time to actually be live looking and actually being with us right now.
It feels so early, but I know it's not. I know it is actually exactly just the right time. But you're right. We're going to kick things off actually as we reminisce to show fans picks from our recent Volunteer Appreciation Day, because we know that all things DragonCon cannot happen without all of our incredible volunteers. So this is from the recent Appreciation Day at Dave & Buster's. Look how much fun they're having.
Indeed, yeah, man. That's just it's such a blast. That's a great thing, and you get to see your con family outside of the con, which you can't beat that. You cannot beat that. The energy is just infectious, and you just want to be around all your family, your extended family.
It's true, and that's the chance we get to gather and have almost like a mini con together. And Dave & Buster's is one of my favorite places where we have our volunteer appreciation days, because we all have so much fun.
Yeah, it is actually, like I said, it's just a great opportunity. I think it's a great opportunity also actually to just, brainstorm. I like it particularly because of the brainstorming of what stuff to do for DragonCon coming up. It's just one of those things where you're just sort of like, hey, what are you working on this year? Well, I'm working on this. What are you working on this year? And then you just start adding more stuff to your list of things. And it just
it's always nice. I get to meet new people because I'm always working so much at the con. So the Volunteer Appreciation Days give me a chance to meet volunteers I don't get to meet during the busy 5 days of DragonCon.
Yeah, that's true. That's true as well, actually. So it's a great time, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, so if you ever considered actually volunteering, that's a nice little perk. And actually, so I have to ask you, Dot. So say, for example, if someone wanted to get into volunteering, let's say, for example, I haven't volunteered in a couple of years, maybe because of the before times.
Yeah, the before 2020. Yeah.
The before times. But if I wanted to come back and actually do it again, or what kind of resources, what kind of help can we offer for those who want to jump back in again?
Yeah, that's actually a great question, Mo. So I'm really glad you asked. For our brand new volunteers or folks that want to give it a try, we have an option for you. But for our returning ones, you can actually see a handy dandy link right there on screen. And our returning volunteers can go there, sign up, and get back in the groove of volunteering for DragonCon, no matter how many years you may have taken off. There's even a Discord channel for volunteers to engage with each other. And until the next volunteer meeting, which is then set for Saturday 27th at 4 p.m., actually at the Hilton downtown. So there is our volunteer Discord. And I believe we saw a new link for new volunteers as well there on screen. So take the time, bit.ly/RU DC new volunteer, DC returning volunteer, or DC volunteer Discord.
Yes. And it is. It's great to be able to come to the show, and obviously we all love being a part of it. But it's also it's great to be able to give back to that experience.
Yes.
Imagine for those of us who have been going for a while, being able to go in and say, hey, I want to be able to see, some of the things that take place in the background that gets us to this amazing show. So, I mean, it's a great opportunity, actually. It's a great experience. And I think actually it's definitely worthwhile.
I consider it the next step in DragonCon engagement. Really, it's kind of the next way to dip your toe deeper into the process that is our 5 days of joy. And speaking of actually engaging each other, we actually are here today to also announce a couple guests of honor. So I'm really proud to announce our 2024 literary guest of honor, which is going to be Nancy Kress. If you do not know Nancy Kress, she has an incredible portfolio and lineup of things that she has not only won, but contributed to. She is the author of 33 books, including 26 novels, 4 collections of short stories, and 3 books on her writing. Just books about her writing. All of this has won 6 Nebulous Awards, 2 Hugos, a Sturgeon, and the John W. Campbell Memorial Award. And her books have been translated into 24 languages, including Cleon.
Wow.
I know. I feel like you've reached the apex when we start going in. Your stuff starts getting translated into fantasy and sci-fi languages.
I think actually, yeah, that's the threshold. That's the, shall I say, final frontier.
And so you can obviously see why Nancy is our guest of honor, our literary guest of honor this year. And we definitely recommend yesterday's Kin trilogy, especially if you're into stories about aliens. But
oh, nice.
Should be, well, you gotta like aliens, but I heard it's pretty great.
That's awesome. Well, have you been keeping up actually with X-Men 97 by chance?
Oh, you bet I have. I was the girl going through the Pizza Hut drive-through to cash in for her mini pizza and to get her free VHS. I was there from the beginning, Mo.
Dot, you were hitting a core memory. But guess what? Actually, one of our other artist guests of honor is going to be John Picasso. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing it so bad right now. Picasso. Yes.
John's pretty amazing.
My Italian is completely just horrendous. Picasso. He's worked on Star Trek. He's worked actually on Game of Thrones, and also has a huge amount of, like, just so many awards. As a matter of fact, actually, I'm just going to read off some of them. He's won 3 Hugo Awards, the World Fantasy Award, 8 Chelsea Awards, 3 Locus Awards, 2 International Horror Guild Awards, the Inkpot Award, and his art on La Loteria Grande. It's breathtaking. It's like it's the Mexican lottery chance game.
Oh, okay.
Instead of numbers, it's pictures. The artwork is splendid. It's amazing. He's going to be with us this year as well. That's just super exciting. I mean, like I said, as an X-Men fan, I mean, and as a comic book fan, it just hits me right in where I live, right here.
Well, I would say that those 2 titans of their industries are definitely worthy of earning a guest of honor for 2024 DragonCon. So I'm so excited to right now digitally welcome them, and I hope you all are too as we count down to DragonCon so we can welcome them properly. Now, Mo, as much as I'd love to continue to sit here and talk about all the amazing people, I'm pretty sure you mentioned something about merchandise earlier. Is it a little early for merchandise?
I mean, yeah, no, maybe. Well, so DragonCon actually, the DragonCon merchandise team has revealed this cool sticker pack, right? This is right here on the screen, right? And it's one of 20 packs rewarded with a 6th sticker in the pack, and that's a shiny variant. Now, for those of us that grew up in comic books on the 90s, we're familiar with the little variant in there. We wanted to have our variant cover comic book similar in that vein, actually. This variant has actually a shiny variant with the DragonCon logo. So if you look at the pack closely, you're going to see it has volume 1 as actually the starter pack. So tonight, we're telling everyone, this is the announcement. We're telling actually that Volume 2 is going to be released at this year's show. That's right. This year's show, we're releasing Volume 2. It's a whole bunch of new stickers. And again, you're going to get that 6th sticker that's going to be a variant. So, so it's 1 in each 20 packs sold. So just be on the lookout. I mean, for those of you who like stickers, I mean, I like stickers. I
feel like this has become the Pokemon trading of DragonCon. We've started a whole new cult. I can feel it. The cult of the shiny stickers.
You're onto something, Doc.
That is very cool. Well, and I'm sure there's some fans out there that want to know, but what if I missed out on the Volume 1 pack from last year? Are they being made available ahead of Volume 2?
Well, so you got to grab them. The Volume 1s are available now. So actually, but once actually, and be warned, actually, once Volume 1 sells out, that's it. It's done. And then Volume 2 is going to be at the show this year. So you just have to make sure to grab them up as quick as you can. Okay.
Well, while you're talking, I'm just going to add some things to my cart here.
You're getting ahead of me?
Don't tell everybody, Mo. I was out here just trying to finish up my cart live on Town Hall.
I was gonna do it.
Now, Mo, as much as I love your company, because we don't get to spend enough time together, I feel like we're missing somebody. Does the screen feel a little blank to you?
It does, actually. I feel like we're missing a person. But hold on, I want to try something actually that I haven't tried, that I've wanted to try ever since 4 weeks ago, roughly.
Okay.
All right, bear with me. Okay, hold on. All right.
Holding on.
Wait, I'll try it on this side. Show them the forecast.
It
worked. I may not have the winds of storm on my side, but I do have the winds of change.
Oh
man, I miss being nerdy with you guys.
I missed you too, Caitlin. Welcome in.
How are you guys?
Hello. How are you?
How are you?
I'm so glad I could bring you with the winds of change. You're very regal, like Storm. You're exactly
true.
Like, so yes, tell us.
Oh my gosh. Well, first, before we go anywhere, I have to congratulate you, Mr. Mo, about being the highest rated moderator on DragonCon 2023.
Ooh!
Big round of applause in the comments.
Yeah.
Come on, brag about it. Do it.
Yeah, I can't hear you, chat. Clap louder.
Oh my gosh. But don't worry, before he gets too big of a head, we were all within half a single point difference. So it's really anyone's guess who will come out on top in 2024.
Honestly, I'm just so proud that DragonCon is able to use fans' feedback and analytics from the panels and their event ratings so that we can see really what works and what doesn't. For all of you at home, we do get your feedback. If you say something, we get to see it. And the fact that that we have a system in place to help make our moderators better, continue to help make your experience better, is just so important in making DragonCon the best convention really in the entire universe. So this is my happy reminder to all of you. When you get to DragonCon, download the app and make sure you always rate your panels because it really, really does matter to us.
It does.
Download it like right now.
Yeah, go get it right now.
Yeah, I would say actually, yeah, that's and it's always I will say thank you so much actually because I was honored to be a part of the team this year and to volunteer and it's an amazing experience and to have had a chance to actually get voted. I mean, did I have to grease some palms? Maybe a little bit, maybe.
Oh, I see now. Okay, I will start saving my $1 bills.
But it was such an amazing experience, and I walked away from it just wanting more. I actually have now become a little bit more greedy about it, and I'm like, I want to go back and volunteer again.
Did y'all hear that? You've created a monster, the Mo monster.
Yes.
I think
he wants Mo ratings.
Praise him in the comments. Make him so happy when he reads those comments afterwards. Just all the love, all the attention, because he deserves it so much.
It's true.
We could even say you've created a Mo monster.
Hashtag no
I'm
monster.
full of dad jokes.
It's okay. I'm here for it.
Monster.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, the Mo
I love
monster.
that so much. Well, speaking of,
Mo
ratings, the special guests we have popping up will probably have the best ratings and panels this year.
Oh,
Should we bring them up? Like, should we announce it?
I mean, isn't that what you're here for, Caitlin? Let's do it.
Oh yeah, that is my
And
Ready.
job.
My body's ready.
I thought we were just hanging out. Okay, I have to do a job. Anyway, in honor of Dungeons and Dragons 50th anniversary, which insane, by the way, and from the world of D&D, DragonCon is so happy to announce that we have the main voice cast of Baldur's Gate 3. Oh my gosh, we have Neil Newbin, we have Devorah Wild, Jennifer English, Theo Solomon, and Aliana Baranova.
Ooh, is this where I ooh and ah? Because I am all ooh, ah.
I hear
That is
that
so dope.
from like the distance in Atlanta region, just being gasp.
Yeah, the gasp heard from miles away.
I hear it. Oh my
That is so cool.
gosh, I know, so exciting. But there are so many things to talk about in the next coming months. We're just getting started, guys. Like, to have this for our first town hall, I mean, God, what's
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? But before we say goodbye, we want to remind fans about the guests that have already been announced, and they can see the list right below at the DragonCon lists. It's on the website. Check it out. Check it out.
There.
But for now, do we want to answer some questions?
I think so. Usually we might invite a guest on to come chat with us for a while, but I think this year we wanted to start off with a nice open Q&A. So this is the time for you to drop your questions regarding DragonCon 2024 or DragonCon Other in the chat in which you are watching, and those will get fed to us, and we will do our absolute best to answer those if we can.
Yes. I'm going to hydrate.
Yeah, hydrate. I was going to say, I like that. I'll sip my coffee. It's not really hydration. Shh, don't tell me.
H2O ready. Let's do it.
So ready. So ready.
Oh, this is a very important question. And probably the most important one we'll ask all night. Teddy, somebody in chat wants to know, can you teach us ASL at DragonCon?
That'll be awesome.
He says he doesn't know. So it sounds like if you want Teddy to teach ASL for DragonCon, you should holler at DragonCon and let them know.
Yell in the chat as much as possible.
Indeed.
Because we all need more Teddy.
It's true.
He's the prince of our hearts. We need more. Ooh. Mo, how about, I see another question. You want to pick that up?
Let's see. How do you sign DragonCon?
Oh.
Wait, can you do that one more time? I want to try. That's way.
So it's spelled. It's spelled out. Those are letters, everyone. Spelled out DragonCon.
Got it. God, Teddy, you're so cool.
I know. Why is Teddy the coolest of us all? When is the next town hall? Now, I think that's a very key and important question. Do we have some information about when our next town hall is going to be?
I think it'll be May 16th, covering our sister show, MomoCon, talking about, I think, the costume contest, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're going to have to check it out to see it.
Yeah, May 16th seems to be the date I have been given. Oh,
all right, I got the next one. If
this is all you.
Hasn't heard any info back, where should they go? Do you guys know? Maybe.
I'm sure that nice volunteer email is probably the best place to ask a question if you have already applied and haven't heard back. And I think that email, maybe we can make it available on screen, but it is volunteers, plural, at dragoncon.org.
Yes, there it is, right down there.
Boom, boom, right down there.
Definitely.
Do I get to ask questions? Can I ask a question?
Can we ask each other questions?
I know. I'm gonna. If y'all aren't asking questions, I'm gonna just. There was a question about the Star Pod Trek newbie tour being back this year. Let's see. Decky Radio wants to know. Anybody know about the Star Pod Trek newbie tour?
Fortunately, I don't.
That sounds like I don't. You may have to stay tuned or reach out to your best Trekkie buddies to maybe answer that question. I also know that the individual tracks, so the Star Trek track, that's very hard to say, would have a lead that may be able to answer that question. So a lot of those tracks will have Facebook groups that are specifically focused around the track. So I encourage you, if it's a really specific track based question like this one, you might go try to see if you can get in contact with the Star Trek lead specifically.
Oh, good to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, a lot of the tracks have their own little Facebook pages where they'll answer some more direct questions because sometimes we don't have all the answers.
Fair
I mean, we'd
enough.
like to have all the answers. We would.
Wish.
I wish.
I wish.
It's true. I wish I had, yeah, if I had all the answers,
There's one person who has all the answers.
Yeah.
And it's Tony.
I don't know. That's a lot of responsibility.
It's too much.
Yeah, too much
I see
responsibility.
Another one popping up about the newbie tours. Oh, so near and dear to my heart. I love the
Okay.
newbie tours. When do they start? Ooh, that's a good question. I believe Thursdays, correct, guys?
Yeah, Thursday at noon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Newbie tours are always Thursday at noon. So that may answer that question for you. It probably will be back and it'll be sometime Thursday at noon. And let's see, what recommendations do you have for someone who wants to be a fan panelist?
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Well, so I think I could actually feel that because I've actually both been a moderator and submitted for panels as well. Depending on the track, you can actually get in contact with DragonCon. They can point you to a specific track, or if there is someone who might already be, moderating a panel, asking to see if actually you could be a panelist on it. It really depends because every track actually has their own sort of infrastructure, and there's a little bit of differences here and there. But the first step is actually contacting for a general DragonCon info, and then go from there. Actually, it's really a welcoming group.
Connecting with the track director, as I kind of mentioned before, is key to that. And I believe you can go to the DragonCon website on the contact us page at dragoncon.org to get in contact with whoever you need to get in contact with.
I did see a question here actually because I was having some issues loading up questions. Now I got them.
Yay! Okay, good.
I'm a returning volunteer. So will I be able to meet special guests? Well, it depends on actually where you're volunteering because there's a lot of different areas of volunteering with the convention. Some of it is actually guest services. Some of it is moderating. Some of it is actually tech ops. So it really does depend actually on what you're attempting to do. Now I will say actually, again, there's a vetting process in your volunteering. It isn't just it isn't a free for all. So you definitely do at the very least want to be able to volunteer, get your feet wet, have an understanding of the layout. But in your volunteering application, or if you will, you can actually select what area you want to go in. You want to go into, and once you do that, you can go ahead and actually, if you are selected for that group, they'll be able to position you and schedule you into a grid that has you in maybe that specific area.
Yep.
I will
And
say,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Caitlin.
No, I was about to say, no matter what position you volunteer for, you're gonna see something cool. Like you will, no matter what. And when you have your downtime, you can kind of go do, go wait in line, go see, anything you want. That's the beauty about volunteering with DragonCon. There's so many opportunities to just go do fun things.
And even though you're a volunteer, you get to visit like everyone else does. Does it mean you have to stand in that line? Yeah, probably. And definitely when you're not on shift. But volunteers aren't going to be worked so much that you don't actually get to enjoy the convention. Volunteering is more like a cherry on your ice cream, not something that scoops it up and takes it away. So please consider volunteering and recognize that you will get those opportunities to still visit just like every other person attending.
Yeah, no, and actually, thank you for bringing that up, Doc, because that's one misconception is that if a lot of people, what keeps a lot of people from volunteering is saying, well, I'm not going to be able to enjoy the convention. Not at all, actually. As a matter of fact, there is consideration in actually scheduling to make sure that you do have an opportunity to enjoy the convention because we're all there to have fun.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Some people do like the experience of just being like, hey, I'm just here to do this as a job. That's where I get my enjoyment. Some people say, hey, I want to do just a couple of of hours, you know, here, and there is obviously a minimal amount of hours, but it isn't like, hey, it's a 5-day con. You're not going to be volunteering from Wednesday all the way through Monday. You're not. It's
Right.
not the case at all.
Not even a little bit. I
Yep.
do, before we close out, I have a quick reduction. The app is always constantly updating. However, it's not a good idea to start downloading until 1 to 2 weeks ahead of the show. Not before then. So quick
Yeah,
reduction.
because basically, if you start planning now, let's say you go tomorrow and get the app, it won't update, and things are probably going to change. So with DragonCon, they say the schedule is pretty much set 2 weeks out. So if you
Yes.
want that perfect schedule, if you're like me and I go through the app one night and I star my things and I organize my stuff, 1 to 2 weeks out is really the prime gold star time for that.
Perfect. I think before we close out, can we end with like one word that describes how excited we are for
Oh my
2024
gosh.
DragonCon? I'm exuberant.
I'm effervescent.
Ooh.
Well, you put me on the spot, because there's so many good words I can use. I can't choose one. I almost feel like Charlie Brown, where you guys use those words and I say, I got a rock.
Are
Like,
you
that's,
mosterous?
I am most excited.
Moster.
More than enthusiastic. I am
Enthusiastic.
yes. I am magnificent. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's it.
We did it. We can wrap it up. We did it.
We did it. That sounds like a perfect place to close out, everybody.
We did it.
That's it. Well, Mo, Caitlin, Teddy, Dot, we're so glad we were all here. Thank you all for tuning in. And remember, the next town hall will be May 16th, I believe, as part of MomoCon. So make sure to tune in. And if you've got additional questions, make sure you get those direct to DragonCon and somebody will get those answered for you. I think this is our sign off, everybody.
Have a good night,
Bye-bye.
guys.
See you at DragonCon.
Stay classy.
Yeah.